Alright, should be good.
Good?
I think so.
This is date today, 5/23 and 25.
25th, yes.
You wanna check this real quick?
Yep.
I'd like to call the Town of Alexandria Board meeting to order for May 25th, 2022. Everybody please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no bills, we have no meeting minutes to go through. Privilege of the floor, we don't have anybody here. So we'll move right on to the agenda, and the first item is gonna be the resolution for the standardization for the Olympia ice resurfacer. This has been redone. I don't have any pricing back from them yet, but I have asked for it. I'll read this, and then Jesse will do a roll call vote.
Okay.
And we'll complete it. At a regular meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Alexandria held on May 25th, the following resolution was adopted by the Town Board. Whereas the Town of Alexandria has an existing Olympia brand ice resurfacer and a second Olympia ice resurfacer they use for parts. Whereas town employees are experienced in training in operation, maintenance, and repairs with such ice resurfacers, and whereas the town maintains a spare parts inventory necessary to complete immediate repairs to the ice resurfacer, and whereas to purchase a different brand of ice resurfacer would be inefficient and uneconomical for the town to operate. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. For reasons of efficiency, maintenance, and economy, and pursuant to the authority conferred by the General Municipal Law, Section 103, parentheses 5, it is determined by the Town Board that there is a need for standardization in the purchase of ice resurfacers, and the supervisors are hereby authorized to contract for the purchase of the additional ice resurfacers pursuant to the procurement policy adopted by the Town Board. Be it further resolved that the resolution shall take effect immediately. Wherefore, the foregoing resolution was put to a vote of members of the Board of the Town of Alexandria by a motion on May 25th, the result of which vote was as follows. So I need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mike. Yeah. I need a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Sean Thomas. Roll call
vote. Supervisor Brent Sweet,
Yes.
Councilman Sean Thomas,
Yes.
Councilman Ron Thompson,
Yes.
Councilman Gene Green,
Yes.
and Councilman Mike Bayette.
Yes.
So we have 5 yeses. The motion is passed. And then we just need you to certify that,
Yes.
Jesse, on that last page.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
The next item on the agenda is the hiring of a part-time deputy clerk. We have 4 applications in front of us.
Yep.
Do we wanna, is this an executive session?
That's what I was just thinking, we're gonna be talking about.
I think
yeah,
so.
Personnel?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, we need a motion for executive session?
Well,
we
there's
anything
no
else in the meantime?
no other items that we're gonna talk
I
about?
don't,
Okay.
actually, does anybody else have anything else?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about
Oh,
The funding.
funding of the
Excavator.
excavator
Okay.
to make sure everything was, because originally, did we not agree to pull it out of excess funds and it wasn't coming out of highway?
I know we specifically talked about excess funds, I don't know if we talked about which,
Excess.
because there's fund balances in numerous places.
Yeah.
I don't,
See, we have, when you say excess funds, I think the excess funds that we were talking about was fund balance, as you're saying.
right,
There's fund balance in DA, there's fund balance in DB, there's fund balance in general, they're in all of our funds. As I explained to everybody, Nicole came into my office when she was doing the abstract, and she said she needed to know where it was coming out of. And I said, we had previously had a discussion with Mike Lasan about it, and all equipment, so, like this, that the highway barn uses, comes out of DA, okay? And I asked her, and she had said that Mike had recommended DA, so I said, if we say DA right now, I said, can we change it later if we think we need to or we want to? She said, yes, you can. So that's why for that abstract, that got put in DA.
Right, that makes sense.
And since then, I think we've had some talks about it, a little bit. And one of the things that I had spoke to Nicole about originally was, there's a couple different ways we can look at that. The one that I had thought of was that we keep track of the time. The hour meter is set, is a digital situation where we can access that hour meter and see what it is. We'll know where, like, it's going to Bonnie Castle Stables on that date. It's gonna be used up there for 4 days. Let's say it's get used for 30 hours. The county and the state have a rate that they rate that machine at, of what the charge is per hour. We can take that rate and we can multiply it times the hours that it's used in different departments in the town of Alexandria, and we can bill those or put it against those accounts per se.
So that's an end of the year reclass.
Well, it could be as we go
I was
along.
gonna say, it doesn't have to be end of the year.
Well, by the end of the year though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cause you
Yeah.
guys,
Per year, yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's gotta
I
be,
mean, it should be done actually after, within X amount of time after it's used at the
but
stables.
we start,
and
we're renting it to ourselves.
Nicole will get a timesheet from the people that are at this, doing the work up there, which is Jamie and Jay and whoever else. That timesheet will say how long they were on, they used the excavator up there. We need to get the
Right.
hours from the excavator, and then she will appropriately document that to that fund.
And credit the highway department for the
Yes.
same amount of money.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know, take it the next step further is, say like, equipment, say that they, goes on Auctions International,
Yep.
that say that they sell a dump truck. That money goes to
Back in
DA or
the DA,
DB,
or
because that's
came
where
from.
that truck was purchased from.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
it can't be purchased from General A and then end up in
DA.
DA or
So-
DB. It has to be the fund that it came from.
so you do that just for this year though, right? Cause we pay cash for it.
right, but
We're
the
gonna do
idea
it
of
forever.
going forward. In other words, it's kinda like what we talked about with, like, say, the village. Like, if, I'd love to see it on this kind of basis, cause right now, it's not really kept track of real well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they let us use the street sweeper over in Redwood
Yep.
and stuff, and we get credit for it, there's a give and take between the two municipalities, and it should be encouraged. But when we do that with a county, it's actually documented.
Okay.
And I'd love to see the same thing happen between the village and town, it's documented, and this is really about the same sort of thing, documented
But
between the
inside the
highway.
town,
Excuse me?
but within the town.
Within the town, right.
But
Hey, and
it-
Ron- Go ahead.
If you, this is me just trying to gain some knowledge, by the way, but your concern is the cash came out of,
No, my concern is, did we have to do cause this wasn't in the budget for highway this year. Do we have to do a budget amendment and a resolution to do this, so
and if
we're-
you keep doing that at some point in time, if the dollar value eclipses what we pulled from DA for the original purchase.
So you mean after
Well, we'd be having a completely different discussion if there wasn't sufficient funds in the DA fund balance. My
Yeah.
understanding is there is. If there wouldn't, then there would be a necessary, transfer from somewhere else into DA, and then DA to be able to purchase this thing. My understanding was there were sufficient funds
Yep.
in DA to do this. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yes, it is, but it's in DA fund balance.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, and when we did the budget transfers at the last meeting, didn't we do a budget transfer for that?
we did.
Yeah, so that takes care of the amendment part of it that you're talking about, because she did a budget transfer out of the fund balance into the DA fund to pay for it.
Right, but was the actual 2022 budget amended to that, because
Probably
we
was.
know that we funded it,
Yeah.
but the budget should be amended to reflect it, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be the other- yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, if you'd make a note of that, the budget needs to be amended, and we'll make sure that, Nicole prepares us the paperwork so that we can do that at our June 15th meeting,
Okay,
okay?
yep. Yes, sir.
Any other questions in regards to that?
No, that's what I was concerned about.
Yep, I understand, definitely. Anybody else have anything else for the public session? Okay, I'll take a motion to go into executive session for personnel.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ron,
Second.
second by Gene, any discussion?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Now, I will turn the audio off.